Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if it's the first time you are joining. Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Hayley and I review fragrances. In today's video, I am going to be talking about some of my favorite coconut fragrances. And I've picked fragrances where the coconut to me is front stage and center. It's not in the background. These are very much coconut dominant or coconut centered. So if that's your type of thing, then please keep on watching. First up is Coconut Sun by the Seven Virtues. I think this is one of the best coconut fragrances on the market personally. What I find with coconut fragrances is that the coconut isn't the center of the fragrance. It's normally in the background, and a lot of coconut fragrances are very beachy and they have a lot of yellow tropical florals in them. Now, don't get me wrong, Coconut Sun does have florals in here, but it doesn't lean too tropical to my nose. This smells like the fleshy part of the coconut, so it's a little bit woody, it's quite dense. It's not a watery coconut milk, it is more of a dense coconut that's woody, but you also have quite a prominent jasmine in here. But I will still say, I feel like the first note that you're going to pick up on is the coconut, and I think this is one of the best on the market. As I've already mentioned, it is in my top 2 from the Seven Virtues, and I think this one has been done so well. I got this one, I think, late last year, and I can't wait to wear this in the summertime. But if you're looking for a coconut fragrance that isn't too tropical, yet it still has florals in it, and it's very wearable, I don't want to say affordable, but it's a niche fragrance that is under £100. You can pick this one up at Sephora. I think they do travel sizes too. I definitely recommend sampling it. So my first coconut recommendation is Coconut Sun by the Seven Virtues. Next up, I'm going to recommend a more affordable option, and this one is actually from Zara. I don't see many people talking about this one at all, and it was actually a recommendation on Instagram. I put out a question asking people what their favorite coconut fragrances were, and this was one of the recommendations from an account called Gourmand Andy. I love his content so much. He's such a lovely person, and he has the most creative take on his content. And he recommended this fragrance, so I ordered it. And I have to say, for the price point as well, this is absolutely incredible. It's very much in line with Tom Ford's Soleil Blanc, if you like that fragrance. This is more of a watery, light, coconut milk, slightly beachy fragrance. The longevity isn't great, but this fragrance I think cost me £12, so I am more than happy to overspray this one. Yeah, it just feels very beachy, but also light at the same time. It has that kind of body spray vibe about it, but it still smells very luxurious. Very new to my collection. I haven't actually had a chance to wear this one out of the house yet, but I have been spraying it quite a lot to get a feel for it. So if you can pick up this one from Zara, Blanc on Soleil, I would 100% recommend sampling it if you really want a straightforward, delicious, beachy coconut scent. A quick honorable mention actually is Soleil Blanc from Tom Ford. Now I don't actually have the perfume version of this. I have the body oil. It smells exactly like the perfume, but it has this shimmer in it, and I wear this so much in the summertime. This is my second bottle, and if you love the smell of Soleil Blanc, but you want a shimmery body oil that smells incredible, I would recommend getting this one. It does the job for me. It makes me feel like I don't actually need the perfume. I think I might buy it at some point, but I really love this one and I love the effect that it has on my skin. So this is just a bit of an honorable mention in the video. Next up is Moonlight in Heaven by Kilian. Now this one, I don't necessarily think the coconut is front stage and center, but you definitely get a lot of the coconut in here. This time it is more of a coconut milk, but then it's mixed with rice and mango. And this fragrance almost has a savory feel about it. The only issue is the longevity is not great, especially for the price point. This is a more expensive niche perfume, of course, it's from Kilian, but I absolutely adore Moonlight in Heaven. This is such an incredible fragrance. I love that it's not overly sweet. It is really Moorish to me. There is something about a rice note in fragrances that I really enjoy. They feel cozy and comforting. That is the feeling I get from rice anyway. And I love that this isn't too sweet. Now, I'm sure many of you have tried this one. I just think this is so incredibly special. It has a slight floral touch to it. The mango isn't strong, it just adds a nice sweetness. So if you could imagine more of a coconut rice pudding with some mango on the top, that is the vibes I get from this. Definitely one of my favorite Kilian fragrances. I would highly recommend sampling it if you have not already. It doesn't last as long as some of the other Kilian fragrances, but to me, longevity isn't the most important thing in a fragrance. I know everyone is different on that, but to me, it is not the most important. I prefer going for fragrances that I just enjoy wearing. I am happy to put this in a little travel size atomizer in my handbag and top up during the day. But yeah, if you want more of a savory coconut fragrance, and when I say savory, I just mean it's not overly sweet, it's not overly gourmand, it has this really cozy and comforting vibe about it, then if you like that kind of vibe, I would definitely recommend checking out Moonlight in Heaven by Kilian. Next up is Velvet Coco by Private Mood. Now this brand is really new to me. I hadn't heard much about them until they recently were stocked in a UK shop here, and I tried all of the fragrances. I was sent a discovery set of some of their scents, and this fragrance is Coconut Dreams. This is creamy, buttery. Think cocoa butter with lots of shaved coconut in here. Oh, it's so decadent. There's also vanilla. It's sweet. It's almost slightly gourmand. I almost get a marzipan vibe in here too. But this is one of the creamiest coconut fragrances that I have ever tried. I'm head over heels for this one. It's definitely in my top 5 coconut fragrances right now. I would highly recommend getting a sample of this one. This brand will be harder to sample in stores, but I will link somewhere where you can pick this one up down below. Pick up samples, I mean. I would highly recommend checking out this brand. They have some fantastic scents, but in terms of a true creamy coconut fragrance, yeah, I think Velvet Coco is absolutely incredible. I'm going to spray another fragrance on me. I am now layering 3 different coconut. Ooh, this one is so good. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Try this one if you love coconut. That's all I'm saying. Next up is another honorable mention. And the only reason why I say honorable mention is because it's not a traditional fragrance, but wow, this one packs a punch. It is Balinese Coconut by Nest. And this is a perfume oil, perfect for layering, and this is definitely a true coconut smell, quite beachy, layers so well with other fragrances. They don't have to be coconut fragrances. Absolutely adore this one. Layered this with Velvet Coco by Private Mood and you are going to smell absolutely delicious. I think Nest does some of the best perfume oils on the market, and Balinese Coconut is my favorite from the brand. I think it just works so well with different scent profiles. You can mix this with fruity fragrances, you can mix it with gourmand fragrances, mix it with vanilla fragrances. You can just mix this with so many different ones and it will just add a nice sweetness to it. So I would highly recommend trying this one out. They do stock it in Sephora, so if you have a Sephora near you, you can go and try it in store. But yeah, this is a bit of an honorable mention because it performs like a perfume to me. I can smell this when I just wear it on its own. I put it on my pulse points. I don't put it all over my body, but yeah, this one smells incredible. Next up is a new brand to the market, and they did send me 3 of their fragrances, and this one, wow, wow, wow. I absolutely adore it. It is from a brand called Iggywoo. I love the packaging too. I think it's very aesthetic and I love the minimalistic vibe about it. The lid's really unique as well. The fragrance is called Cashmere Show Pony, and this is a coconut and vanilla scent, quite gourmand, but it is coconut flakes and vanilla. So incredibly delicious. This was actually my scent of the day before I layered the other two fragrances on top of it, and I have fallen in love with this scent profile. So it is a very decadent cashmere cozy type of fragrance, but with lots of coconut, and it smells like shredded toasted coconut flakes mixed in with some vanilla. Now the vanilla isn't dense, syrupy or sugary, but it's also not overly gourmand. It's a very kind of traditional vanilla mixed in with that coconut, and it creates for the most delicious gourmand experience. And I love that it has this almost woody vibe. I get sandalwood in here too. But this fragrance is absolutely spectacular. I will review it in more detail in a video to come, but I would highly recommend checking out this brand. This is such an incredible fragrance. I've only worn it a couple of times, but it really has blown me away. And from a coconut and vanilla fragrance standpoint, this one needs to be sampled because I feel like so many of you are going to love this one. So this was Cashmere Show Pony from Iggywoo. Next up is a new fragrance, and this is from Theodoros Kalotinis, and it is called Creme Brulee. Now, this is not what I was expecting, but in the best way possible, because I get so much coconut in here. And I had seen a couple of other reviews where people are getting more of that vanilla and that creme brulee vibe. And I totally get that as well. But I get a lot of coconut in here. And it's almost like a waxy coconut. Oh, this one reminds me of a discontinued fragrance or body mist from Sol de Janeiro that was in the turquoise bottle. I can't remember what the number was. I think it was Charosa 39. I absolutely love it. I've got like this much left in my bottle. This one smells so similar, in my opinion, at the very least. I get so much coconut. You do get the vanilla too, and you do get an almost burnt caramelized sugar in here, which gives that creme brulee vibe. But imagine a coconut creme brulee or a creme brulee with toasted coconut on top. This is what I'm getting from the fragrance. The longevity is about medium. I personally get 5 to 6 hours. It has a really nice projection, but I would highly recommend sampling this one. One, if you loved Charosa 39, but two, if you want a creme brulee type of fragrance that's not overly sweet. I don't find this overly sweet, but it also has a coconut twist to it. Definitely try out creme brulee. So those were all of the fragrances that I wanted to go over in today's video. Please do let me know what your favorite coconut fragrances are. I'm always on the hunt for the best coconut fragrances. For some reason, I am obsessed with coconut as a note. And whilst I absolutely adore these fragrances, I'm still on the hunt for the ultimate coconut fragrance. So please do let me know your recommendations down below. But thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure as always. I hope to see you in a future video to come. Thank you so much, and goodbye.